Yes, she did say that a few times, in case you're wondering. Today's rant's going to be about the Black Lives Matter demands. It's been, a good week or two since they've released these demands. I haven't looked at anything on it. I haven't looked at any other reports on it. I've avoided them on purpose. The reason why is because I was going to wait a while, and then I'm going to see the demands, and then I'm going to issue my own take on them. First things first about them, demands. Okay, there's only two real kind of groups that use demand. One is a criminal with hostage situation. They're issuing demands. Not issuing requests. They're issuing demands. The other are terrorist groups. We issue demands. They're not saying, hey, can you guys change this? Can we go through the legal channels and change it? No, they're saying change it fucking now or bad things will happen. That's what a demand is. I'm not asking you to, I'm telling you to. So right there, absolutely not to everything you have to say, all follow. First of all, they want to end the war on black people. I don't even know what that means, honestly. What war? Who's fighting said war? And that means they want the criminalization and dehumanization of black youth to end. Look, man, if you're a criminal, fuck you. You're going to be criminalized. It's the way it is. Hence the, similarity of criminal and criminalization. I didn't make you be a criminal. Society didn't make you be a criminal. It was a choice. They want to end capital punishment. No. Absolutely not. They want to end money bail. Now, this is all to do with the end of the war on black people. They want to end money bail. If you can't afford to fucking pay for your crime, don't commit said crime. They want to end, and listen to this shit, they want to end the use of criminal history in trials and other such things. They want to completely get rid of criminal history. No. They want to end the war on black immigrants. What the fuck are you talking about? If you're legal, there's no war. If you're illegal, there's still no war. Just get the fuck out. They want to end the war on black, transgender, homosexual, blah, 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 blah. Again, what? This is a good one. They want to end mass surveillance on black communities. Now, when they say mass surveillance, they mean things like IMSI catchers, drones, body cam. Man, they bitch. When a dude catches a beat down from a police officer, where's the body cam? But you don't want the body cam in your community. Why not? They want to get rid of predictive police software. They want to end the privatization and demilitarization of police. I didn't know police were privatized. I really didn't. If you're talking about security guards, they're not police. They're security guards. So, and they want to end public jails. That's a big fuck no right there. Like they say that the bars and the fencing, are there to constrict us and hold us down. Yes, because you're a fucking criminal and you broke the law. If you don't have to worry about jails because you ain't going to be in one. The next demand that they have is they want reparations. Okay, first of all, no. Because in order to do that, in my opinion, first, you prove, if you want reparations from me, I am innocent until proven guilty. So you have to prove that it was my family that took you from whatever country you came from. You want reparations. If you want it for past sins, see, you still have to prove it. Prove my family was the one that took you and your ancestors from wherever. Second of all, prove that they are the ones that sold you or kept you and your ancestors. Prove it. And if you can't, fuck off then. There are some people who never even, they came to America in like the 30s and the 40s. Did they have to pay reparations? One thing that would get me is I would love for a lot of these Black Lives protesters to find out that they were from like Barbados or Trinidad. And then they went to Africa and got a bunch of Africans and sold them. I would love to see that. Have all their brothers turn on them and be like, hey man, you owe us reparations. They want to invest and divest in the black communities. That's demand number 3, which means relocation of government funds. No. Your little group cannot fucking touch government funds and relocate them however you see fit. You can kiss my ass. Next, they want the decriminalization, the expungement of record, and the immediate release of all black drug dealers and black prostitutes. For real? They want universal health care. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Obama, didn't he put in some kind of, what was that? Universal health care? Didn't he do that? Why aren't you happy with it? They want a constitutional right to free education. Public school systems, they're free. Yeah, I mean, you got to pay taxes, but they're free. You can't have a constitutional right to free education. You want education, you want to better yourself, you find a way to pay for it. Tell you what, if you're good enough, man, why don't you get your United Negro College Fund? Why don't you apply for grants? Why don't you apply for different scholarships like everybody else does? They want to end fossil fuels. That's a good idea, but I don't see that happening anytime in the near future. That's probably one of the only ones that I actually agree with. We should, simply because it is a finite resource. Eventually we will run out of fossil fuels. May not happen in the next couple lifetimes, but it's going to happen. A cut in military expenditure. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, it's been cut too much. It needs to be raised. The fourth that they want is economic justice. They want to restructure the tax code for a redistribution of wealth. No. Again, your group is not going to rewrite the tax code. First of all, I doubt that your group has anyone in there who is smart enough to do that. And when I say anyone, I mean you can't just have one guy who knows the taxes. You got to have like a team. Okay, this isn't a fucking let's do this, yo, kind of thing. They want federal and state job programs. They have those. If you get public assistance, I know in Pennsylvania there's a thing called CareerLink. If you are unemployed, whether it's you were laid off, you were fired, whatever, CareerLink. There are multiple job finding programs. We have temporary service agencies. They'll find you a job that day. They can find you a job that week, and it can be a temporary job where you work so long, or it can be a temp to hire job. Thing is, though, you have to pass a drug test usually. Now, you want a job? You got to do that. Otherwise, go to McDonald's. It's a shitty job, but it's a fucking job. They want the right to restored land, clean air, clean water, clean all that stuff. Fair enough, everybody else does too. But they want theirs to have democratic control. Ain't gonna happen. There are a few examples of Democratic-controlled cities. Look them up. Look how well they're doing. You tell me you want a fully controlled city of one party? No. Even if it was purely Republican Party. No. Because they're going to fuck it up. They want the right for workers to organize. First of all, you ain't even got a job. What the fuck you trying to organize? You just flat out said you want job programs because you guys ain't got any jobs. Now you want to organize? Get that job, pass that drug test, get into the goddamn union. You're asking for things that are already there. The next thing they want is restore the Glass-Steagall Act. I didn't look this up. I just kind of did an overview, and basically they just want all black banks. Why? Sure. But don't be asking for fucking bailouts because you're demanding it. Okay, here's your black bank. Good luck. Absolutely no white people will be involved at all. But you still have to answer to the federal government. And the TPP. Wait, wasn't that Obama's thing too? I thought he was your buddy. Community control. They want more community control. Why? Every time you get community control, you fuck it all up. Case in point, South Central Los Angeles. Case in point, Compton, California. Case in point, Detroit, Michigan. Who wants to move there to raise their kid? Seriously. They want democratic control and they want no more private schools. Why? Why no more private schools? If I can afford to pay $250,000 a year tuition for my kid to go to school and get the best fucking education of all time, I'm going to pay it. I'm going to pay it. They want political power. So you want to be a special interest group, or you want to be like a new party? What do you mean? But I do know that they want the decriminalization of black political activity. So in other words, they do want some kind of political power, but they want to do whatever the fuck they want to do while they have said power and not face the consequences. Again, no. That's fucking retarded. They want a right to vote for all people. Really? You know what? Wish granted. All you got to do is register. That's the drawback. You just got to tell me you want to vote. You can vote. I'll give you a number. That way no one else can say, hey, they voted this way when you really didn't. It's to make sure that your vote is actually your vote. Wish granted, brother. It's all yours. Vote away. They want a protection of black institution. So you don't like cops. You don't want privatized security. You want protection. Supplied protection. How exactly do you want us to accomplish this? Seriously. You know what, man? I'll even wait for a response on that one. I would. If you don't want cops around, you don't want private security around, exactly how do you want these black institutions protected? You're already trying to cut military spending. We can't afford to send them out there. Sorry, can't be done. How do you want to protect it? You want your guys to protect it? Fine, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't give a shit. But if you want us to supply protection, then we'll have to either A, call the police, or B, call a private security function. The whole thing about Black Lives Matter is it started out as a great intention. It did. There's a few cases where police corruption, police brutality, so on and so forth. Yeah, it's an issue. It's not that big of an issue, but it's still an issue. The reason why it's not that big of an issue is if you look at the total number, don't even put race into it, the total number, police brutality in America in a year, it's not that big of a number. I don't know what it is. But I do know that the fatal shootings for last year of unarmed people was less than like 5,000. Now, how many people live in America? 5,000. Less than that. I think it was even less than 2,500. I'm not entirely positive. I don't have those notes on me right away. Your black on black crime is worse than police of all races against black men, black women. You have flat out said in your demands that you want criminals released. You want all black people to not have to follow any law whatsoever. It's basically what your demand is. And you want to rewrite the laws so that not only do you not have to follow any law you don't want to follow, but you get rewarded for doing nothing. You want free education without having to work for it. You want this, you want this, you want this without having to work for it. But you do want a federal work program. We have that, man. You ever heard of Job Corps? You've taken this great idea and you've turned it into a bunch of shit. You're stopping people trying to go to work by blocking the road, which is an illegal act. I'm not saying you should run these people over, but I ain't fucking stopping. I'll slow down, sure. I don't want to seriously injure anyone, but I have to go to work. So if you're trying to stop me on the interstate, I promise you, I ain't fucking stopping. Especially if I'm that first guy in a row. I promise you. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Wretch, that's kind of racist, isn't it? No, it's really not. I don't care what color your skin is. If you're a criminal, go to jail. If you're not, get a job. If you're not old enough to get a job, stay in school. If you're in school, pay attention. Don't get fucking pregnant, you moron. It's not something to celebrate when you're 16. So, there you have it. I'm not a fan of Black Lives Matter movement. Do I think their lives actually matter? Of course. Every fucking life in the world matters. To some degree or another. Some a little less than others. Some a little more than others. For example, I believe that my kids matter. My kids' lives matter more than mine. I believe my kids' lives matter more than yours. And if you don't feel the same way about your children compared to me, there's something wrong with you. Every life matters. Always. Have a good day. I'm going to try, man. Fucking work.